Hey guys, and welcome back to the second PTR video of today, and this is, well, I don't normally do two videos today, but honestly, this is just a little thing. It's a small feature, and isn't really implemented fully yet by the looks of things. So, as we found out from various data mine strings, a bunch of new quests and things have been added to the Iron Docks. It kind of looks like the Iron Docks is going to be the Kasserang Wilds of, or the Lion's Landing, whatever, patch 5.1 of Warlords of Draenor, which of course makes sense because this is patch 6.1, and for the most part, not a great deal has been changed so far in the PTR. This stuff all looks very first draft, which is why I'm just kind of going to show it to you, and that's really it. There's not a terrible amount to discuss. Essentially, a little Horde base has been added, and over there a little Alliance base has been added, but the actual contents of the Iron Docks are essentially the exact same, or very similar to what they were when I checked this place just recently on my main character. Though there are a few mobs which, I think one or two mobs have been added which are quest objective mobs, because I think one of them's supposed to be roughly where I am now and I can't see him. Yeah, so a few quest objective mobs have been added, but there are no quests, and there are really not that many physical changes to the docks themselves, which would suggest that, of course, none of this stuff is finished on the PTR, and look at me being silly, and because my action bars are not done right, I can't find Divine Shield. Isn't this great? Maybe I won't need to use it. Come on, guys, piss off. There we go. Right, let's just heal up for a second. Also, I did have this Blood Elf just to check if the Blood Elf models are in, and no, they are not in, unfortunately. But they will be in at some point during this patch. So anyway, it seems like they're going to be adding a bunch of quests and various things in at the Iron Docks, and I think that's pretty good because we need more stuff to do in the expansion so far. So that's definitely needed. However, the Iron Docks is somewhere we've quite literally already been here, so I think the interestingness of this content is sort of contingent on two things. How different can they make the actual gameplay, i.e. the quests? How can they make that different from the current Garrison dailies that we've got? And also, how do they change up what the Iron Docks is like? I suppose technically we've already ripped our way through it during the questing experience. I mean, during the quest, right, we screwed up the... Well, no, we didn't. We, at the end of the Gorgrond questline, right, we sort of screwed up the front entrance to the Iron Docks, and then in the dungeon we screwed up the Iron Docks. So... I mean, surely this place should be a little bit messed up or something, or maybe the Iron Horde are rebuilding. Certainly, because we've already been here in a dungeon, it means that they need to change stuff dramatically. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do with that. But honestly, this is a bit of content that has to do a lot, because I don't think the in-the-world content for Warlords of Draenor has been that fantastic, you know. I don't think the reputations have really been great, honestly, and I don't think the Apexis dailies are a great amount of fun. So there's a lot riding on the shoulders of whatever the hell they do in the Iron Docks. Now, of course, the content that happens here is by no means all that's there in patch 6.1. There are a good few new garrison systems like the music thing, being able to summon in raid bosses, and something to do with picking up quests at your friends' garrisons. So we'll have to see how all that pans out. And this is probably just a little bit of a larger picture. But I just thought I'd show you what they've currently got. I mean, come on, look at this. This is not what's going to be there in the patch, right? So we'll see how this sort of develops, but I thought it would just be cool to show you the early stages of things. It's one of the nice things about betas and PTRs is seeing this stuff in its infancy, and then in a few builds seeing what it ends up fully being like. For an example, the transformation of Storm Shield and War Spear was really dramatic. While, of course, I would prefer Caraborn stuff, seeing those grow throughout the beta was really cool, and they ended up being pretty impressive in comparison to what they originally were, so they'll have to do the same here and make something really badass. And I'd say, perhaps over time maybe stuff could change, or they just need to do something to really make this interesting. It's not a ginormous space, so I don't really think they'd be able to have a sort of miniature patch 5.3 going on in here, even though I think that would be really cool. And maybe something like that will happen for Tanaan Jungle, where it's the whole zone. but maybe there'll be lots of Timeless Isle sort of ish elements going on here. Really, it's impossible to speculate right now. All we know is there will be stuff, and that's about it for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and down in the comments let me know what sort of content do you think they should put in the Iron Docks to make it interesting, and what kind of physical changes would you like to see to the area. That's it for me, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.